Mhm. Is college worth it, Sally Mae? Mhm. As a citizen that did have quite a few accounts with Sally Mae, yeah. hmm that was a real concern of mine when you threw that into one of these laws that the federal government was going to control the financial aid of the United States of America. hmm there's a good reason why the federal government shouldn't be in control of some things, yes, and now should be in control of other things. Now, the idea, right, that the military should be training those that have enlisted to become medical professionals, right, and the military should not enlist those that are the attorneys of the military. See, we're going to probably have to have a little change, yes, where the military will need to have a medical school, yes, for those that enlist with the want to become physicians, doctors, gynecologists, pediatricians, and any other profession in the medical profession, inclusive of dentists and optometrists and all. Now, they thought that they could not do without this attorney representation. Pooh. But when it's an obligation to be a member of the bar association, yeah, and the state bar associations are not federally regulated. Pooh. I think we need the Department of Law in the White House. Yes. And then we could remove the Department of Homeland Security. Yes. And the military could decide to enlist those that want to be in the medical professions. Right. And then we could use certain buildings, yes, to train you on how the military wants medical professionals. Now, somehow they designed this military with the thought that, well, we have to have attorneys. Yes, but there's plenty of attorneys that you could employ to represent you in any sort of litigation that you want to be a part of. Now, I just wanted to know all the financial aid debt of the United States of America and any and all individuals. Yes, that thought it was worthwhile to borrow money to get educated. Because as I remember it, I did work full time at the Woodmark Hotel. Yes, I was a hod carrier during the summers when going to Northwest University. Yeah. And somehow, when I became a financial consultant, I paid all my financial aid debt off before getting married. And then I paid for Heidi's education. Yes. When I met her when she was going to Peninsula College. Yes. Now, I paid for Heidi to go to Northwest University. Yes, we both have the same university degree known as organizational management. Oh, and that bachelor's degree gave her the availability of getting a master's degree. Yes, so that she could get a teaching certificate. Oh, now she's a teacher in the Brennan School District. Yes, and my sons, they're going to the Quilcene High School or elementary school or junior high, wherever they're going. Yeah, and they've been in the wrong grades for the last 8 years. Now, the woman, yes, that is the actual teacher in the Brennan School District, I'd like to divorce her. And I want that to happen today. I want her to be separated from me. See, in the eyes of the law, we are still married. And as much as you might not feel this understanding about the law, the same understanding that I have, yes, I feel a certain legal responsibility for those that I'm married to, even though I'm not living with her. And there's a binding obligation, yes, in the United Nations that when you have a United Nations marriage certificate issued, yes, that there is this spousal obligation to care for her. Now, let's say I was divorced. Right. I have my sons and they're in my custody. Yes. We're living where we live at. Phew. Heidi, knowing that she is divorced from me, yes, feels no compulsion that I have to care about her or she has to care about me. Now, that separates us in the eyes of the law so that we no longer feel any obligation towards one another.